Hey guys, what is up? How is everyone doing? Welcome back, everybody. Okay, are we ready? I'm ready. Sorry for no stream last week. I was very busy, and then I took a very long nap on the day that I was supposed to stream. So I ended up not doing it. But we're here today to do some critique stuff. We're gonna be slowing down as we come to the end of this month, as my semester starts soon, so I will not be available as often. So I'm expecting maybe one stream next week for crits, and then we'll do probably the monthly challenge stream after that. Cause yeah, and then I'm gonna be moving. If you aren't aware, I'm gonna be moving to the monthly challenge stream will happen always on the 1st or 2nd, depending on how my schedule works, of the new month. And then somewhere in the middle, I will be doing one critique stream a month. Most likely they will be on Sundays. And I'm going to try to make them pretty long. That's my goal, so that I can get through a lot. So I average about like 2 to 3 hours usually for these streams. So I'm hoping to maybe go like a crazy person 4 hours. So I'll probably start a little earlier coming the future months, but we'll get through more, and it's only going to be once a month. So yeah, I hope you guys are ready. If you aren't aware, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. If you are new and you don't know, the submissions can be found on my Discord, which is linked below this video, and you can submit there. And you can also participate in the monthly challenge there in my Discord if you're interested in what that is. I'm going to be going in order that everything was submitted. So I'm going to go from the very, very top. So if you're wanting to follow along, scroll all the way to the top of the channel, the January Art Critique channel. And you can follow along. Sometimes we talk a lot about things, sometimes we talk about not much, so this could take a very long time or no time at all. And if you do submit, definitely include what you want us to talk about, so that I have something to start on, or else I'm just gonna kind of like wing it. And honestly, it's kind of harder when I wing it, because sometimes I have nothing to talk about, because your art is good. So alright, are we ready, guys? Are we just plowing right through it? And also, chat is free to participate. I love when chat participates. You guys give me good ideas that I never would have thought of otherwise, and it's really nice to be interactive. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, let's get going. Let's do this. So, we have our first one here. This was submitted by Garf. I think Garf actually won the monthly challenge at one point, I believe. They placed in a monthly challenge, I think. But let's put this art here. And they say anything is appreciated. Great. Okay. Let's take a little close look on this bad boy. This is really cool. I love this brush they're using. I love like pencil-y brushes. I'm a big fan. I like this. I like the art style. I don't know. I feel like the drawing is good. Wonder if there's anything else. Let's look at the colors. Yeah, that could be something. That to talk about is color picking, because I feel like the Yeah, this is strong. This is a strong piece. So I think maybe we can just talk about like colors for this. You know what? I think the biggest is picking background colors. I feel as that, what goes in the background can really help make or break how a character stands out. So let's see. Well, no, it will not let me select the character. Okay, I have to manually select it. I love that for me. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna take the character out, the background. You know what, let me do the other one. Okay, anyway. Taking our sweet time. I know I saw somebody talking about the monthly challenge. Yes, don't forget to participate. Well, we're halfway through the month already, which is crazy. There's been some cool submissions so far. But, if you want a chance to win a prize from me, then don't forget to participate. Alright. Oh, wrong way. Okay, separated. Beautiful. I wonder. Let's try a couple things with the background, because it feels like the background's where we can do some adjustments. Okay. Let's try hue first. How does the color, like, help? I wonder if a cooler tone. Because the skin and the hair are very red. So I wonder if more cools will help it. I don't want to go too dark. Let me know as I scroll through all these colors if any of these are standing out to you guys as working. Boost the contrast. Yellow? Where was that? Blue, teal, orange. Yeah, I think I like the blue too. Like a lighter blue though. I don't want to go too dark. I don't think it needs to be dark. I can also do, hold on. Let me take this thing out. This like other part. Because I wonder if we boost the difference in these two. I wonder if they're a darker background behind the head, but a lighter below would be a nice little mix. What do you think, guys? It helps it stand out a lot more, especially with the darker background around the head. blends with the hair. Really? The hair's a red tone. I don't think it blends with the hair. Because they're different tones. Even darker. There's a lot of reds in this character. I don't know, does anyone else agree with that? I don't know, what else, chat? I'm trying to see if I can. I don't think the grayscale is a problem. I like the background. I think it's too hard to see the character when the background is the same color tone as the character. Makes the character seem warm. Yeah, however, we can't see the character anymore. I feel as though the colors are getting all... So here's the thing. I know we talk about grayscale a lot, but I never really talk about values. The grayscale is a good starting point, but the grayscale doesn't always mean that just because your grayscale values are different doesn't mean the color choices you're using are good now, just because you made the grayscale different. We still have to then talk about the actual hues that we are using in the piece itself. So when you use too much of the same hue, it washes it out. It's like, you know, when, if anybody here, you know, when you go clothes shopping and you know that your skin tone looks better on some colors like some people look really good in yellow and some people look real bad in yellow, right? Because your skin tone has a different base color. And the same thing goes with your art. Like, your art is going, depending on the hues and the values within the colors you're choosing, they're going to look better with other colors, right? So even if you get, like, the grays correct, right? You're still doesn't mean that the hue itself isn't getting washed out. And I think what's happening is this pink background and this orange is washing out the colors. Because if I, even here with the darker, it makes, you guys might have seen, you know, you might have seen those videos on TikTok where everyone's like, it's the same color, but when I change the background to a different color, the color looks more green in this one, right? Or this looks yellow, right? So it's that same idea where when the background changes colors, the color, even though the character's color hasn't changed, we're now like seeing, let me put them next to each other. Like you see, it looks like the values are at, like the hue is actually different. Like the left one looks more red because the background's red. While the right one like will help, what's it called? Even out the colors, right? It's not like bright, super in your face anymore. Although the grayscale may still be like similar, which is what it was before. Let me actually go back to where I was before. Like even if I like lighten up the background and it's like a similar hue to the hair, it's okay if the hue, like the values are working in the color spectrum. You know what I mean? So the grayscale test is honestly really, really good. I use it a lot for people who are more on the beginner scale. You know, the like beginner scale of picking colors. I always just say stick with the grayscale, but this person is obviously not a beginner at picking colors. This person is very advanced. So now we have to start thinking of, you know, other things that can work with one another. I saw some people say yellow. Let's try it. Nothing wrong with trying it. Do we want yellow for the lighter part or the darker part? Let's see. Let's try both and then see what happens. It's green. The one thing about dark yellow is it looks gross. So I'm like kind of not a fan of dark yellow. It looks poopy. maybe orange instead of yellow. I hate dark yellow. I think it looks bad with everything. Or maybe like, let's think. We can still maybe go for a cool behind the head. Maybe not as dark though. Playing with these sliders. Oh, kind of like the desaturated blue. What do you guys think? I'll play with this. Dark yellow is a short road. Road is short to brown. I agree. Except like dark yellow is like not even like brown, because like brown is nice. Dark yellow is just like, ugh. I don't know. Something about it just makes me... It just looks like barf. Dark yellow is just barf. I don't know. Anything in chat? What do we think? I think it helps the colors. Whether these colors are the right answer, I don't really know. But I think trying to figure out what values really work with your character. This is a really, especially background colors, especially if you're just doing like a single color. It's a really good idea to, maybe make yourself a bunch of different layers with different colors and just like turn them on and off and just kind of look at them. Or you can make, I don't know if you have artboards. I know Photoshop has artboards, but most programs do not have artboards nowadays because iPads. If you have an iPad program, then ignore this. But if you have artboards, you can always make an artboard and line up like 4 different ones next to each other and just stare at them until one of them looks the best. I do that sometimes. Okay, I don't have much more to say in this. I think it's really just picking colors, that work with your characters, work with the colors you're picking in your character. Yeah, that's it. Everyone likes the new ones. Yeah, I think it helps a lot with the color contrast. Okay. Awesome job. Good job, Garf. Good art. A+. Alright. Let's do another one. Okay, we have, Simply Anonymous. Another common name on stream. We have, this was for a monthly challenge. Love to see it returning. And they said, composition, coloring, anatomy, stylization. Okay, I don't know if we'll have time for all of that, but we can do our best. Composition, let me do this. Let me cut it out and just I just want to put a blank background behind it so I can kind of just have a visual of the art itself without the table in the way. I gotta start. My least favorite part, cutting things out. gonna put it on like a blank background so we can kind of just get a look at it. Okay, sweet. So now we can look at this. Okay. What was it? Composition, coloring, anatomy, stylization. Okay. Let's talk composition, I guess. Let's look at this bad boy. Look at it a little smaller. Let me break it down into like, I always like that. Let's just break it down into this tiny little thumbnail. If this was like a magazine, we're going for magazine cover. So let's imagine this is our magazine, and we have, you know, our text. We got, or we said what it was like an ad in a magazine. It's kind of what it looks like, you know. We got the text. Playing with the boundaries. Got, this is our subject. Another thing here. Okay. And then we have like, you know, the big shapes. Okay. I guess I know we're using very limited colors, but the one thing that I wish is this section right here. Let me use red. So like this section with the ice cream. I know because I know what the prompt was for this. This is our focus point. Like we're supposed to like look at the ice cream first, right? Like the ID card and this. And I believe because we're using so much yellow, my eyes don't go to the ice pop first. So one thing that I think would help it is if this ice pop was the bright color. And I know we're using like the color scheme of the band, which is nice. It has, I like the like color choices, but I wonder if having that yellow be somewhere in this ice pop, would that help it stand out more? More saturated, maybe. It could be hard to do that because it's painted. Could be framed in yellow. Who said that? I like that. Yeah, instead of the black outline, let's try that. We give it that yellow outline like the other ones have. Like if this was a yellow. I'm wondering if it's hard to read it because of all the weight around it. I don't know. That's an idea. The framing it in the yellow. That's one thought. I think just figuring out a way to bring the focus to this ice pop. Maybe the tongue is also, like, it'd be cool. You know, like when you eat ice cream, your tongue changes colors? Like, I feel like it would be cool if the tongue also changed the colors of the ice cream. Like if this was yellow. And then like the tongue was like becoming yellow because it was eating the ice pop. I don't know. It could bring also more focus to the tongue, which I think also needs some focus, right? know this is painted, so there's obviously, you know, you gotta work with your paint, but it might be interesting to have, like, you know, like the yellow gradient going on in the tongue to, like, bring the focus out to the tongue. Yeah, it's just a thought. It's just some way to make it yellow. Because then even now, even with all the text, I definitely am looking at that tongue. So that could be definitely a way to play with your composition, is making sure your focus is on the thing that you want us to be focusing on and nothing else. It's really hard because you're working with a logo. I mean, let me look up the Kiss logo. So they have, yeah, it is always surrounded in yellow. I would say if you could play with it, but it looks like, yeah, it's always surrounded in yellow. At least this color is always in yellow. Because I was going to say it'd be interesting if the, like, framing for the other stuff wasn't yellow. Maybe you use the red for, like, this stuff. Instead. But if, you know, if this is the one thing about doing advertisement, if you're working with a brand, a lot of the time you're stuck with, you know, what the brand needs to be. And if a brand has a logo, you are not allowed to change that logo's colors in any way. So if the logo is yellow in this way, then you kind of are stuck with it. And you just kind of have to work with it. But I wonder if these things we make red, I don't know if it would help bring attention more or less, not sure. I can make the text yellow, somebody said. That's a good idea. All these. I got all these adjustment layers. Hold on. Oh, masks. Okay, this is great. Love photo editing. Pretend that text is actually yellow. And this would be the yellow part. If we swap it. I think even that helps a bit. Swapping the red and yellow. Because the yellow really stands out. Okay, so picking, you know, working with the same color scheme, but making sure we are, like, making what needs to stand out. This also should now be yellow. Right. So, yeah, you could even have, like if this, you can still have, maybe there's like 3 layers of color instead. I don't know. Just to keep the blue in if you want, but okay. I think this is a start for the composition. I think it's placing your colors to put the attention where we want it. Coloring, anatomy, stylization. I like your stylization in anatomy. I don't have much to say about it. It's also hard to see a lot of it because there's a lot happening that is text-based, and the character itself is shrouded by a lot of text. But what I'm seeing looks really good, and I've seen your work before. I think you have solid anatomy skills. That's a pretty good hand. And you painted this, and paint's hard to control. I think this is watercolor. It looks like watercolor to me. Watercolor especially is hard to control. I think you have a solid grasp on this. My only thing is, I know for this one you kind of are going for the like messy vibe because that's like totally the vibe of this band. But making sure you're also able to control the brush to make like cleaner shadows and cleaner line work depending on what it is you're making. So if you're doing a piece that is not about Kiss and is maybe something a little more tranquil of a subject matter, then making sure that your technique in your brushing and your pen work and whatnot matches the vibe of the piece itself. Because unfortunately not everything looks good when it's chaotic. This does look good chaotic, but not everything does. As much as I wish it did. Okay, yeah, so I didn't really change much. It's just more about like placing your colors around, but that was our old one and our new one about where to put the focus in. But yeah, I think this is a good drawing. I think you deserved the award you got. I don't remember where you placed, but this placed in somewhere in the monthly challenge, and I think it deserved it. It's very good. Yeah. Anyone else in chat have anything? I like this one. Yes, no, maybe so. All right. Okay. Good. Let's do another one. Okay. We have this from user. Good question. I made it too small. Oh, no. Just user C with 3 dots. Alright, C with 3 dots. What do we got? Got this. Ooh, I'm on drawing mode. Ha ha ha. Got this drawing here. Blow that bad boy up. And they said, it's a commission I did for a friend of their friend's character. Only just switched to digital art. And it's my 4th fully rendered piece I made. Any advice would be nice. Okay, we got a new to digital. I love to see it. Welcome to the digital world. It's very different than paint. Alright. Let's just take a close look at what we're looking at so I can see this. Yes, okay. Alright. I like it. I definitely can see the traditional artist inside of you with how you're rendering these things. I see the paint techniques. Okay. Yeah. Let me do what I always do and crop the character out. But, ooh, you found it. Oh, thank you. One thing I am noticing is I think you are over rendering, and that could be because of the use of, the comfort of having traditional in your background. Obviously, when you use paint, it's a very different thing than painting digitally. And it's easy to go too far. It's hard to find that, balance of, nicely realism shading, nice realist shading, and, it not looking weird. I think I like your starting point. You have obviously a good grasp on how to paint. But But now it's just how do we now transfer that to how digital brushes work? Because digital brushes are not going to work the same way as a traditional brush does, as much as I wish it did. Unless you pay money for someone else's brush that they made that, like, fits you perfectly. But every brush, even the homemade ones, you know, they take time to get used to. Until one day you find that one brush that you never leave. And then you cry when you, like, swap programs and you don't have that brush anymore because it's, like, on a different art program, and then no art you make ever will look the same because it's been lost to time. Am I the only one? No, just me? Just me? Awesome. They said any advice. Let's see. Let's also, I guess we could talk a little bit. There's like a smidge of anatomy things we can fix. They're very minimal. I think you got a really good. People don't do this pose usually. A back view, people don't usually do a back view of anyone. So good job. I think this is solid. I think we just got to connect some of the body parts a little more because I think it's hard to see the waist. I think that's her waist, right? But this should be the leg. Trying to understand her butt. Let's see. We actually may see the leg more, if it's in more perspective. I think from this angle, this leg and this leg would look about the same, if I'm correct. So we're going to just I'm just going to duplicate the foot and move it over. This looks good. I think her eyes may be a little high on her head. Let's see what we're working with. Because the head shape's good. But I wonder if her head is maybe too high. Her eyes are just a bit high up. But otherwise, I mean, this is all pretty solid. I'm just going to do a little baby bit of shifting. But, because it's going to make the coloring changes easier if I just do this now. Because I don't want to have to paint later. Ooh, why is my eraser so big? Oh no, Adobe killed all your brushes. Oh no! I am so sorry. Damn. Adobe do that, don't they? I say as I use Adobe right now. Damn, son. Yikes. That's the worst because it's like you didn't even like leave the program. It's like I'm still here using your program and yet, hello. And yet they kill your brushes. And I use Art Studio Pro on my iPad, and there's this one brush I use to shade everything, literally everything. And it's gotten to the point that I like can't draw on Photoshop anymore because that Photoshop does not have that brush, and my art does not look good without that brush. So it's just like, if for some reason Art Studio ever went out of business and that program was gone forever or something, I would lose that brush because I can't figure out how to export I can import Photoshop brushes to the program, but I have yet to figure out how to export brushes into Photoshop. And it's kind of dangerous because I'm like, if that program ever goes away, I'm screwed. Like, I can't color anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. this, I think I made this look worse. This is rough. There's like perspective here that I am not getting on this shoe. Hold on a second. Okay, I think I'd have to redo the whole shoe. Because this, the coloring of this is throwing me off because it's shaded as if I'm looking at the front of the knee, but I'm not looking at the front of the knee. This is the back of the knee. Ugh. Okay, I may have to like just redo the whole foot. This is terrible. Maybe I just give up on the foot. And pretend that I changed it. I struggle. Every day is a struggle. I'm going back to the old foot. So maybe this foot does work. I just gotta change something. Something is wrong. Is the foot too long? What is my problem with this foot? Does anyone in chat have ideas? Because something's throwing me off. Like, badly. I also need to, like, work this. The lower leg is too long? Oh, maybe. Oh, you know, and I have an idea. Do this. Does that help? Does squeezing help? I have done the squeeze. I love me a good squeeze. I know I made it all look a mess now, but it's okay. It's part of the process. Yeah, her foot is turned a little much, isn't it? I wanted to use this one, but I think that's turned too much. Now it's like a whole, where's the right balance in shoe turning? I don't know how many heads tall she is. I did not count. I don't know if anyone wanted to count for me. Oh, does this have 2 heels? Not that long. Okay, I think something is happening. Is it right? I don't know. But it's something. I think now this is too long. Okay, so maybe it was the other heel. It's heel 2 then. Should be that heel. Okay. Life is pain. Honestly, it's like way harder to like do these edits than it is to like just draw it from scratch. but then I would not have the same art style. So I never draw it from scratch because it wouldn't be the same. These edit, like, I'm serious, like, try it. Anyone pick art from the chat thing and try to draw this. It's very hard to get the anatomy right. It's kind of painful. I think this is as good as I'm gonna get for now without redrawing it. I just want to lower this eye. Not like a dramatic lowering, but definitely think it's... Maybe they're too far apart? Oh, that could also be it. Maybe they're too... Okay. Beautiful. Great. Good, great, K. Fun. So... Yeah, okay. Now let's talk finally about shading, rendering in digital. So I think something that I've said a couple times in the past as well, that I think a lot of people, especially when going to digital, are scared to do, is to use their shadows. And I think we're seeing it here. I think it's a little too soft, and I think you're like just a little bit scared of committing to, you know, the full render of what this could look like. Like how dark we can get or whatnot. And some of these are part of traditional painting techniques about like making sure you have like moments where the separation of pieces is like has a harsh edge to it. I think what's happening is we have I think, what's it called? Pillow shading. You guys ever heard of pillow shading before? Pillow shading, where it's just like the idea where everything is soft and there is no moment. Oh, this is a good example. Here's a little tutorial, but it's the idea where like it's not that it's bad, because pillow shading doesn't mean it looks bad. It just means that like here everything looks soft, but there's no like source of light. There's no understanding of space going on. It's just shading to make shading, versus the more realistic rendering, which I think this art, since you have a traditional background, I think that this art is a good like place to try this more realism shading, is having those harsh edges, having those moments of differentiation in like a little bit of pillow, but then like a lot of harsh edges as well. I don't know who made this. Mango Dolphin. Thank you, Mango Dolphin. And I can see it here where I think you're just like not committing to moments of edges, and it's hard to tell where the light is coming from. I really don't know where your light source is at all, and if I'm gonna follow how you shaded, I have no guess. Actually, I can't tell you where the light source is. My guess is maybe behind her, and her head is in the light. So then we should probably darken up more things in the back. That's just because I feel as though we want to look at her face. But yeah, not being afraid of those edges will help you avoid that whole pillow shading thing. This is gonna look really gross, guys, because I'm rendering over a render, but you know, it is how it is. But yeah, giving yourself those like moments of, let's see, those darker moments. again, I don't think there's pillow shading is necessarily a bad thing, but it does like hinder the atmosphere, and I think we're getting atmosphere here. I think your background too could do for more depth, and again, it's just darkening up those darker things in the back. You know, we got this row of trees. They could get even darker as they go away. You know, don't be afraid to really go dark with it between the trees and whatnot. It helps her stand out more too, because she has a lot of light colors. So darkening her up will help push her out too. Got that one tree in the front, and then the rest are just slowly getting farther away. Or depth. And then here too, we want depth in these snow piles. You know, just like a tad darker. It's never like anything crazy. You don't have to be dramatic about it. I might have even gone a little too dramatic, but you don't have to be this dramatic. But with all that combined, it helps push out the, you know, put us somewhere a little more. Let me add a tidge of light too. Don't forget, your lights are just as important as your darks. They also tell us a story. Especially because this stuff looks shiny, these crystals. Okay, just kind of going nuts at this point. Okay, mine's very messy, but I think we have the idea. So let's just kind of look. So we, just subtle, tiny, making sure your anatomy is right. This is, you know, the back view. Get yourself a reference if you didn't use one. I moved the eyes a little bit closer together and just a tad bit down, but not that dramatically. And I also squeezed the body because I think the head was too large. And then I just darkened up some of your shadows too and made sure there was a little more edges. It's obviously a rough pass, but it helps push the character out more. But here we go. We have the old one and the new one. Old, new. And I think once you see it back to back, you can start to like notice the pillow shading a little more. This like softness. Where again, it's not that it looks bad, but you just can't really tell like what time of day it is, where I am. Like, it's just hard to tell what's happening in the scene with, you know, everything being lit as even as it is. Yeah. For this being the start of your digital journey, this is very impressive. I can see all of your traditional art background shine. Ooh, sorry about that. I can see your traditional art background shining through here. So keep it up. I think you are on a good track. Keep doing it. Don't give up on digital. I know it's frustrating. Don't give up. You have a great start here. Your drawing skills are already there. Now you just gotta learn the digital tools. Oh, that's the hard part. But yeah, good job. Who was this? This was C. Good job, C. Okay. Let's move on. Alright, we have another Doodler7 had one in our last stream, I think, or a couple streams ago as well. They are back looking for more advice. Boop. Alright, Doodler7 wants color and shading crit on this one. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Let's do a little. Okay. Now I know that the left is supposed to be ice and the right is supposed to be fire. That's like the vibe I'm getting. I think it's pretty obvious. But I wonder if the colors are not it for the background. We'll come back to the background. I think we can do the same thing we did earlier where we like change the hues with the background colors just a tad bit. But let's also talk to characters. Nope. Oh, apparently the blue girl, her hair is supposed to be made out of ice. Okay, so we definitely want to talk about shading. Because ice is not shaded like hair is. That's for sure. Let's grab her. Remove her from her background. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, love when that happens. Okie dokie. How you guys doing in chat? Still with me? We've gone through a lot so far, actually. This is a very eventful stream so far. I'm moving pretty quickly, which is a shocker because I never move fast. I'm very slow at doing this. Oops, wrong one. Keep doing this. Okay, and let's take the other character out while I'm here. Just so they're both ready to go. Does anyone enjoy the part where I crop the characters out? This is like the longest part. Is this even entertainment? Am I entertaining you? Enjoy this? Okay. Let me just do this real quick. Oops. Alright, well, the characters have been removed. So I guess we can talk about the left roll. Let's just talk about first a general thing I'm getting from your art, is that I don't have a light source. And I will say that sometimes you can get away with it, but in this one, it's just everything is very fuzzily shaded. There's a lot of smudging happening. And that smudging is making it so that all your colors are like too blended and there's no like source of light. And it's really sad because on the right there's a very obvious light source, and it's the fire that she is surrounded by feels as though that is the light source to me. But so I feel like that's just like a missed opportunity for you to use the fire as your lighting. So definitely, even if the light source is just like, it can be subtle. It can just be like I do this all the time with my art. Let me draw a little guy for you. Like if I have, I don't know. No, hold on. Let's try that again. Got a little guy. Here's just a dude. Here's my guy. Great. I'll give him a little hair tuff. It's Butters. So here's my guy. And I'm going to shade, and I'll use gray for example. Like what I'm seeing here is like we have the hair is lit. You know what I'll do? I'll give him longer hair so I can show the hair. So we have just like the hair is shaded kind of like, alright, we got this, and then just a little like, there's a little light there, and then that's the hair, and then we have like a little bit there, and then we got, what's our face doing? It's kind of like cool, and then you got the clothes are just kind of like whatever I felt in that moment. Same here, we just got like random shading pattern. I don't know, he feels a little splotchy. Oh no. I'm not gonna draw that guy. He's not for this. But it feels like, I don't really know, you know, where maybe even if there's barely darkers, but there's like one moment on the shirt that just suddenly is dark, and the hair's pretty flat, and it's just, okay, interesting, but where's my light? You could literally just do like one half of the whole body is darker. This is literally the way to get away with it, is you just pick a side and you light that side, and that's it. You've shaded it. It does not need to be dramatic. It can be this. You can use the same, like if you're not ready to go darker with your shadows yet, and you want to do this shading style, then at least give yourself a light source to play with. You could do a second pass of like maybe some of it gets a little darker, but it doesn't need to. And that already it grounds me somewhere, and it could be anywhere. You could do this. I have all these little guys, but you could do it like, you know, we could do it, you know, could do it from the front even. Like, oh, all of the front is dark. This is a dramatic guy. But even this, like, grounds it somewhere. You know, it gives me an understanding of what's going on a little better than whatever's happening in number one. So again, it doesn't have to be, I do this one constantly in my art. I am like, I don't know where my light source is, I'm just gonna fake it. And I do that. I do number two constantly. Because I'm like, they're standing in a void, I'm not gonna put a background here, but I need some sort of shadow. So I'll just wing it with this one. And it looks passable because you have given us a light source of some type, even if it's not super dramatic. Not everything needs to be dramatic. But I think with yours is the problem is there is no light source at all, and the lighting is just kind of placed for the sake of it. So definitely I would say what you're going to want to do is make sure you pick a side and stick with it. And like, for example, I know this is like feathers, I'm guessing. It looks very feather-like. But even this, like, if I was to shade this, Hold on. I got a bit. Light sources from the front, same thing. You just, oh, I got rid of my little doodle. But, here he is again. But it would be, everything in the back. You just do like the sides. You know, the sides are a little darker. And then you have something called drop shadows. So drop shadows are like where things touch. So it would be like where the pant line is and where the shirt line is or where the hairline is, the bangs and stuff like that. That would be a drop shadow. And there you go. Just drop shadows. Done. And then that's your front view. It's all the same. Anyway. I don't know who this dude is. But here we go. If I was to take this and decolor it, kind of go back to the base color, right? And I wanted my light to be from the right. Like, I want her face to be in light. So even this, like, even though it's feathers, like, you can still texture it, but following, you know, only this half of it would be, you know, the dark part. The rest would be light. This is super bad, but you guys get the idea. Same here. Like, this would be the darker part. I know now I'm cell shading it, but still. Or, you know, give the boot at it. Pretty important. But yeah, you don't forget, you got all your stuff, and then, right, and then I don't know why her face is so dark, but I should light her face up more. And then yeah, you have your drop shadow, but then that half of the face is the dark half, and yada yada yada. Metal is a whole other thing. But, you know, picking your light source, same thing on this side. If the light source was the fire, then that means this should be dark in the center, and then be the lightest on the edges. And I'm going to do another pass where I, like, actually make it lighter. Same thing with the hair. This would be dark. All of this would be dark. All of this is dark. Because the light is not even close to that part of the hair. And then the light would come around her. That would be the light part. Maybe some of these would have like a little moment to show that they're a little front, but then her face would be dark. And that dark also could help with the drama, because there is some drama happening on her face right now, you know. She seems terrified of something, and I want to see it. I want to see that her abs would be dark. You know, I want to see that fear in her eyes. This would be dark. I'll do a better pass, but just to show you guys, like, what I'm getting at. Same with this. This is dark, but that. Yada, yada, yada. Obviously, messy. I'm going to do a second pass where I actually fix it, but you can kind of see how, like, now we have an understanding of where the light would be just based off that. When it comes to this as well, like, we'll talk about metal for a second. So let's get us a nice old reference picture. Wonderful. Thank you, internet. So here's a little picture of all of these different levels of shading we got here. And then with this, you want your light sources always, right? It's going to be the brightest thing there. And again, we made it in the front, so this one will probably be the lightest part, right? And then it has, if you look here, how it has like these rows of lighting. So it will continue to have light, you know, in strips. But it gets pretty dark, like right next to the light. So if you see how, especially the cylinder, like it kind of gets dark quickly, and like very dark. When I say dark, like pushing it, right? There's very, like, the mid-level coloring is very minimal. It's like a lot of dark, straight to light, and then like back to dark again. I would highly suggest, if you've never done some of these studies, do it. Do these like how this person is doing it, where they have like a texture, like a shape, and they shade that shape. Highly recommend it. And then they said that they wanted this to be made out of ice. So ice is like honestly a little similar to how metal is gonna work. But it's a little more chaotic with how it's shaded. Let me find a good picture. It only has 3 tones. Give me one with like... This one like in the middle, so I'll talk about... I think like the one in the dead center of this picture is kind of, I think, what we're going to look at to help. But if her hair's made out of ice, it wouldn't be so flowy. That's definitely the first thing. It would be a lot more harsh edges. So making sure we like define the edges of the hair, so we wouldn't have these little bits. Maybe if you did, they would be, you know, no round edges at all. It would be hard edges throughout. Then again with the make it more of a triangle. All right. And then with the shading, again, we have like our light source is here from the right, but again, we have like this crystal-like. It's if you look up how to shade crystals, it's a very similar idea, where we have like the extreme dark moments. Let me look that up there. Well, none of these are helping me. Point being, oh, Land of the Lustrous. Actually, that's a good reference. Whoopsie. Let me look at a character from this, because that's a good example. Because they have crystal hair. I think that's a good... Here's a character. So yeah, if we look at this character, again, she goes... It's the same thing as I was talking about with the metal. It goes dramatically from dark to like light pretty quickly. There's a very obvious... like, the colors are very obviously changing. Inside of it, it's like a, you know, same thing here. Oh, that's too dark. Starting with the darks is always a good way to go about it. Give you those shapes. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but, and then this The mid-tone would actually be most of the hair. The moments of light. But yeah, this hair is a really good example. Who said that? Oh, thank you, Amber. Of course it was you. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. But I'm gonna fix a better version. But point being, light source, finding it and using references, doing some studies are helpful. You're going for textures that are not easy to do. So do not be afraid to do some tests to make sure you're doing it correct. I was going to do a second pass where I made this better, but I don't have the time for that. So this is like a thumbnail. This is my thumbnail. But again, you can already see the changes happening in the lighting, and I'm also going to change up the background a bit, because I remember saying that it felt like it did not stand out enough. Let's see. I'll boost that fire color. Okay, could be better, but I think this one is too light. Funny, the opposite. They're opposite each other. One was too dark and one was too light. Maybe keep it desaturated. No, I think maybe the saturation helps it stand out more too. But okay, just play with it. I think this is supposed to be the evil one on the left. That's the vibe I'm getting. So the darker background doesn't really. The darker background does work if she is evil. So I say don't be afraid to play with it. Anyway, this is I'll take this as my concept art to you, doodler, to now take this and take a second stab at it on your own time with this as your bad thumbnail that you were handed by member 30 of your art team. It's just like, here's my thumbnails. Hopefully this gives you something to start on. And definitely always pick yourself a light source. Even if it's just I just want to draw one half of the color, I don't care. Just a light source of any type is going to help you completely. I know I always do a review, but I don't think I made it look better. I think I just gave ideas. So let's look at the idea difference, not so much the look difference, because my coloring is trash, but this is the vibe of the new one, and then here's where we started from, with how we can go about changing. I think the ice hair lady, you might have to go back to the drawing board with how her hair looks, because I don't think it is even formed like ice right now. So if you really want it to look ice, like honestly, I would highly suggest like stick it up, like give her Marge hair. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, big ice, like put a big iceberg on her head. Like I want to see that. I feel like that would look so evil. Like if she's the bad guy and she's got like this big like Marge Simpson Bride of Frankenstein thing going on, but it's made out of ice. Like that would be. I'm not gonna lie, that would look really cool. And now I kind of really want a character with Marge Simpson but ice hair. That would look really cool. Okay. Anyway, I just got excited about a non-existent character. Cool. Can't wait to see how your coloring changes. Yeah. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. We're good to keep going. How we feeling in chat? We feeling it? We feeling the vibes so far? We're getting there. We can do a couple more. Definitely at least until 6. For me, which is in like 30 minutes. So as many as I can do in 30 minutes. Alright. This one we got from Dia. Ooh, that's big. Cool. They want coloring critique. Okay, as always, we look at these. Okay, coloring. I love how you're using halftones in your shadows. I like that little touch. Gives it like a comic feel, which is really nice. I like your depth of field too, how you're making some things a little more blurry. That's really nice. I think you're running into the problem that we've been seeing a lot of, which is being scared to push your shadows and highlights, like just that little bit more. So I'm gonna do the good old classic push. We always do. Just gonna darken a couple spots and lighten a couple, just to give us more depth. But I think your structure is pretty solid. Give me that. Okay, you've like already started. I'm just gonna follow your shadows because you've kind of started it already. We just gotta push it. Everyone's always so scared of their shadows, I'm noticing. Like, they're not gonna do nothing to you. It's okay. It's interesting, too. The lighting, too, like the highlights. People also never put that shine in. You know, that solid, like, that one moment of light. Everyone stops at midtones. A lot of people don't go past midtones. You get a lot from like one little tiny moment of shine can change everything about the lighting. Just that one little, you know. light that bad boy. Yes. Give it to me. Give me the light. Give me the light. Light up that cig. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Honestly, that feels like enough to me. I don't think this needs that much. It just needs to be pushed more. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so again, we just bring out those darks and lights a little more. Show me, especially the highlights. Show me some of those highlights on the face, definitely. And the hair. But yeah, we have the new and the old. It's not that the old is bad, but we could get more from it, you know? The old, the new. I want more from it. I love your art style, and I want to be pulled into this piece, you know? Pull me in. Pull me in through your lighting. I like how you draw a lot. I want more of it. Beautiful. A+. Wonderful. Keep it up. Proud of you. Alright. Let's keep going. So this is from user P. Can't see more than that. Am I blind? Is it because I'm in streamer mode? Nope, I am in streamer mode. That is why. This is Porcelina. Gotta get out of Porcelina. Okay. Oh, the other person before was Creative Girly. My bad. I didn't realize I was in streamer mode. That's why I couldn't read it. I don't know why it was letting me read some people's, but not others. That's odd. Okay. I don't understand Discord to this day. I don't get it. This is from Porcelina. Anatomy and lighting. Okay. Okay. We got some Miguel fan art here. All right. One thing I'll say is kind of dark. I know I'll change this later, but just for now, I'm gonna brighten this bad boy up so I can see it better. Much better. I will darken it again later so we can talk about lighting. But while we talk anatomy, I would like to see what I'm doing. Okay. Muscular man. Yeah, I think, yeah, your muscle structure is pretty solid. Your face is very good. I just think that maybe his torso is not facing the correct direction, but that could just be my initial look. I don't know if anyone has the same thoughts. It just feels as though, also his head seems a little small for his body size. And I'm gonna be right back because I own the art book for this movie. So I am about to just look at some pictures of Miguel in this art book. Sorry you guys can't see it. Oh, look at that. I flipped right to him. Yeah, his head is not that small. His head's kind of big. Yeah. No, his head's a pretty good proportion. I also don't know. That's him in his suit. He also seems more muscular when he's in his suit. There's more of him. Oh, that's Lila. Okay, that's all of Miguel. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna prop this book up so I can look at him. Stay. Not me whipping out the whole art book. Like, hold on, let me get a reference. Wild. Okay, so yeah, we have our face. We have just he does, interesting enough, he does have a very snatched waist. In this concept art. So I don't think that's pretty accurate, I will say. Funnily enough. But it's a little more of a it's not such a dramatic slimming. I think this one gets slim pretty dramatically, so we can maybe work on that. Okay. Yeah, okay. So changes. We might want to pull out the back of his head a little more. His head is looking at us, like kind of a little more head on than this is. We gotta turn the torso a bit, so like that. Yes. And then I might widen out this part just a tad. Then his arm might be too thick on one side. Okay, we're gonna do some stuff. Let's go. Will it find the subject? It did. Look at that. Okay. So, very subtle thing. First, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna warp this a tiny bit. Give him a smidge more cranial structure. Those were words I said. What is going on? Oh, it's because I changed the lighting. Damn, okay. Well, I'll have to work with it dark. That's totally fine. My bad. I forgot I did that. I was like, why is my colors wrong? Because my lighting is wrong. Okay. Good. I'm going to remove the torso and work with it separate. For my sanity. Delete that. I'm going to remove an arm. Also work with that separate. Cutting up his body parts. Beautiful. Other arm. Oh, wrong layer. Alright, I have created a puppet. A puppet to warp to my amusement. Okay, let's do some warping. Because I think this needs to be, okay, one more time. Yes, give me that chest. Give it to me. Beautiful. Yes. We have this section. Snatch it a little less. Unsnatching. Oh, I forgot about the color thing. Okay, already I'm seeing the improvement of the placement. I don't want to hold on, I might have just pulled it too much. I might undo. is very odd. Okay. We are warping. That's gotta come in more. The warp train. But now he's got no butt. Let's fix that. Let's give him his butt back. Oh, colors. Really. Yay, yay. Okay, so this hand should be in front, so we should do more of that. And then this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Haha. Okay. Now to fix the arms. I think we're getting somewhere. We're getting there. I actually think that arm's not terrible now. I wonder if I just... Oh, colors. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting about the colors. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? I think it's kind of good. Good enough? I don't know. I think it's passable at this point. He's very toned. It was really just kind of warping things around. I don't really... Yeah. Anything, chat? That I'm missing? That like dramatically missing? Or is this pretty good? For now. We'll talk a little bit about lighting next. Oh, I did this again. Right arm or left could do motion. I don't want to change the pose completely, because that's kind of what he looked like, right? Let me pull him up again. Yeah, it's kind of what his arm was doing. So I don't want to give him a whole new pose, because that's not what they wanted. It was just there. That's just what it looks like. Yeah. I don't want to do anything that changes the pose. As long as the anatomy makes sense, I think we're fine. Okay, I do... Now, they wanted some lighting, and I think the very first thing is pretty obvious, because I literally did it the very first thing as I entered, was lighten the entire thing. I think it's way too dark. Now, should it be as light as I made it? Probably not. We can probably fix it a little bit. I just wanted to see it. But I think the starting point should be lighter than where it was before. At least. Like even that bit of light is helpful. And then from there, I think we've been talking about it a lot, but really making sure, you know, don't be afraid of your lights. I see you using like a little purple. You know, pulling it out more even than what you have here. You've started doing it. I can see you like imitating the art style of the movie itself, but I think you're just not committing fully to, you know, those light moments that could really help pop it out more. Got that. I like this lighting, but don't be afraid to really push your lights out more following what you got here. Even looking at him here, like he gets very bright in some of his concept art. on one half. So I'd say, like, really just go for it. Like, they're kind of giving him a white outline. Almost. I know I'm not using white, but it's kind of what I'm getting from this vibe. And then again, not being afraid of the darks either. I think there's definitely some moments here. Even as concept art, they really define out the muscles with those shadows. You know, not being afraid of your shadows. To help define features and whatnot. But I don't know. I think you got the idea of the art style down, like of how they shade, because it's very specific, like the way this movie was shaded. Also how every character was shaded differently. I think you just gotta push it more to really help pop it out. Not being afraid of those shadows and highlights, as I always say. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Okay. I don't wanna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna match the vibe of the concept art a little better. It's got like this white outline around the edges. Because we're going for the art itself, the art style of the movie. But yeah. Yeah, they give him all this like, it's not like pure white, but it's pretty white. Like going around the edges of his body. Just help him pop out. They do that with a lot of the characters, it looks like. On only one half, though. Not the whole thing. Okay. I think that's enough. Yay! Alright, let's look at the difference. So we have our new one. Push out the lighting a little more. Move some of the anatomy a little bit. Just warping some of the locations. And then, yeah, here's where we started. It's pretty dark. It's hard to... On my computer screen, I'm having a hard time seeing it. But yeah. You have a good muscle structure. It's just, where is that muscle structure, you know? That's what's going on. But you are very good at defining the muscles. Just make sure they go in the correct place. Ooh, that was my cat sneezing. Sorry, guys. You okay? Did you just wake up? Hello? Good morning. You woke yourself up with that sneeze. Okay. Anyway. Good job. Let's keep going. This will probably be the last one. Because, oh, shoot. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the last one. Alright, this is from Gia. Pretty. Clothing. Shadows. Yeah, shows shadows, maybe specifically more on the clothes. Alright, this is gorgeous. See, here's someone, you know, this is so funny. You're not afraid to go dark, except you're afraid to go dark in the clothes. And you even say that you hate drawing clothes, which is so funny. Because that face is so pretty to look at. You're nailing the color changes and how, like, you're using, like, the blue tones also within the red tones is really pretty. Now, you just gotta commit to the clothes and do the same thing, because I think it might just need moments of darkness, like how dark the face is getting in places and how light it's getting. I think you need that variety in your clothes as well to match it. I also would like to see if you could render those pearls in a way that doesn't include the black outline, because you have this, or include the black outline more. Actually, no, that's a lie. Don't put black outlines in here. I think it looks nice. Just because you have this outline going on around, like, most of it, but not all of it. Right? Like, we're not outlining the clothes at all, but the hands and whatnot, a lot of them have an outline going on, but then it disappears where it needs to. So maybe finding, like maybe if, like, one part of these pearls, like, also we're, like, losing the outline, maybe on the lighter area, just so it feels more, you know, less cartoonish when we're going for more of this realism vibe. Oh, I'm not going to sit here and do it to every pearl. But, like, not realism, but the shading is more realistic. You know what I mean? I'm literally doing this to everything. I'm a maniac. Pretend I did it to all of them. But yeah, I think that could be a nice touch. But then, of course, yeah, I want more from this shadow here. It's interesting because we're going. I can tell you're picking your own shadows. Oh, hold on. My cat wants to get out. Yes, you can leave. Bye bye. Yeah, you're picking your own colors manually. It's nice to do that. Wonder, maybe if we also add the blue tone. I don't want to go too dark. But yeah, I want another pass. Like, especially at these moments too where it touches. I think it's getting lost. I think your hand is getting lost here. This probably needs to be darker in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see some separation here. Obviously, don't do what I'm doing, but that hand definitely needs something to separate it from the rest of the clothes, because it's hard to tell where the arm is and what is just part, like, where's the sleeve and where is, you know, the rest of the shirt. The answer could be darkening it behind it. That's always an answer. Could be lightening the front. It could even just be, you know, no sleeve. You just give me more arm. But I think in general, treat the clothes like how you've been treating the face, because your facial painting is gorgeous. I would also like to see a little more in the hair too. I feel like, what do you guys in chat think? I feel as though all the love went into the face, and then the hair and the clothes were just kind of like an afterthought, and they weren't not as much time was spent understanding how to light that in comparison to the dedication put into the skin's rendering. Do you guys feel this? Am I making sense? Especially because, like, the hair, I think maybe just because it's so dark that the shading difference is so subtle, but it feels very flat comparative to just how much shading is going into the hair. And the light source doesn't match either. Like, the light, it's lightest here. Like, this is my light bulb. Right? And it's, like, shining on this way. But the hair doesn't follow that. and neither does the close, right? So if it was to actually follow it, like this whole half over here, like this part over here, pretend I'm doing better, but like this would be darker while this would be lighter, because that's what the light source is telling us should be happening, but for some reason it's just not. That's yes. So I want you to follow the light source you committed to, because your facial features are definitely committed to it, but then you just kind of gave up with the rest, or you just were like, I mean, I get it, you probably spent hours doing that skin and you were like, I'm tired. But I think if you dedicate as much time to every part of it as you did with the skin, like, it would be even more gorgeous, which is crazy to say because this is beautiful to look at. But there could always be more beauty to be seen. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I guess, yeah, they wanted just advice on the clothes. So I guess the advice is stick to your light source that you've given to yourself and don't try to, like, make it random. Especially because the facial shading is so dramatic, I know that this light source isn't just, like, isn't boring. Like, this is there's a light shining very close to this character because of how dark it gets on the face, which means that the clothes would have the same effect too. And when in doubt, shine a light on some fabric and see what it looks like when it's like that close, so you can get an idea. Take a picture of yourself. So I didn't really edit anything. It's more just so this is what to look for. But your art's really, really pretty. I want to see more of it. You should give us more art. Okay. That's all I have to say. Give me more. Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I said that would be the last one, and I agree. I think that's going to be the last one. Wow, we did a lot today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Oh, that's a lot. Wow. Okay. So as per usual, I'll post this onto my YouTube. It'll be up later today whenever it finishes exporting, because it always takes so long. And I'll see you guys Sunday. We're going to do one more. And then we'll probably do one more next week. And then I'll be pausing until the challenge, the monthly challenge. And look out for a poll next week. A poll will go up to pick next month's challenge idea. I liked having you guys help me pick, because sometimes I have ideas and then you guys hate them. So I would rather you guys see all the ideas that I have and pick the best ones. So I'm excited to see everyone's challenge work, and I'm excited for more streams. Yeah. I hope you guys had fun today. Wants more and more lighting. I gotta go put this Spider-Verse book away. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all on Sunday. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.